Here's Young, forehand, backhand, he shoots, he scores! He shoots, oh, what a save by Paul! He's still down, he scores! Loyola ties it! Big slap shot by Jenkins, he shoots, he scores! Wilcox shoots, he scores! Drive by Bear, big save, another save by Sandholm! It's still loose in the slot, a backhanded shot over the net! He's got room, lines up, shoots, he scores! We are live from Centennial Ice Arena for tonight's SHL Game of the Week on YouTube Live. Good evening, everybody, and welcome into the broadcast where tonight we'll have the championship game of the 48th O'Grady Thanksgiving Tournament featuring the Barrington Broncos taking on the New Trier Green Trevians. Alongside Taylor Ramel, I'm Max Anderson. We'll have all the live game action for you here from Wilmette. Both of these teams, coming to tonight's game having featured a grueling stretch of tournament play, with this being Barrington's 5th game in 3 days. Meanwhile, on the New Trier side, they'll be playing their 5th game in 4 days. Tough schedule here in the Thanksgiving tournament. It'll surely be a battle of who can keep their legs under them here tonight. And for more on that grueling schedule, we'll send it down to the ice where Taylor Ramel is standing by with New Trier head coach Bob Melton.
Ramel joined ringside by New Trier Green head coach Bob Melton. Coach, 5 games in 4 days. How are you keeping everybody's legs energized?
Well, I think what we do is we do all year. We roll 4 lines, we roll 6D. This is kind of a marathon, to get play all these games. So you can't rely on any one line or one set of D. We play everybody, and I think our depth has been our strength.
You talked about depth and rolling lines. Obviously, a great come from behind, exciting win this morning. How are you going to build that momentum into this afternoon?
Well, very simply, I told them, if we come out like we did this morning, you're going to lose this game today. I was very proud of the way they responded, scoring 4 straight, but our start was awful, so hopefully we'll start the game much faster.
And Barrington, over 20 wins on the season so far. They have 2 dynamic forwards in Jones and Parisi. What's the game plan to keep them in check this afternoon?
Well, that's going to be a challenge because they're both very skilled, and they're the home team today, so they get the last change. We're going to have to change quick. We're going to get more of our defensive players on them. We got to shut that line down and then take advantage, hopefully, of the other lines.
Got it. Thanks, Coach. Good luck today.
Thank you, Taylor. A couple of key points we'll continue to talk about throughout the game, but certainly around conditioning and keeping Parisi and Jones under control. But first, step aside, come back with more action here in just a moment on your home for the SHL Network, YouTube Live. Right back here live from Centennial Ice Arena, coming in on puck drop. Before we get there, I want to show you how these 2 teams got to this point of the tournament. Starting on the New Trier side, wins against Evanston, York, Bennett, and St. Viator. Of course, that big come-from-behind win from New Trier earlier today against St. Viator. On the other side, for Barrington, wins against St. Ignatius, GBN, in Deerfield, and again this morning against Providence. A 5-1 win. So both these teams, we mentioned the amount of hockey they've played the last couple of days being a key component as we move along here tonight. Of course, this is an SHL matchup, but not technically an SHL league game. Of course, this is the championship of the O'Grady Thanksgiving Tournament. Nonetheless, both these teams, Taylor, will certainly use this as a barometer as they move forward in the SHL season.
Yeah, they certainly will. Both teams in the top 4 of SHL standings, both teams in the top 6 in the state of Illinois standings. Obviously a much broader spectrum there, but 2 of the top teams here really getting a good gauge on each other's strength of schedule, each other's depth, goaltending, etc. Just a great matchup. Excited to bring it to you.
I talked a little bit about it with Coach Melton before the game. We don't often talk about the advantage of last change as much in high school hockey. It's talked a lot about at the collegiate and high juniors and the NHL level, obviously. Don't talk about it as much at this level. But with guys like Parisi and Jones, that's going to be key for New Trier.
Yep, it certainly is. And obviously they're going to have to be matching up lines as best as they can, not putting their top defensive pairings with their top offensive pairings for fear of a quick change to keep it balanced for the Trevians.
So we're underway, and right away Barrington's going to take the puck and dump the puck deep in. Of course, Parisi right on it. That clearance attempt not able to get out. Here's a shot from the point, deflected, still loose side of the net. Cleared out of there by a New Trier defenseman. Back the other way come the Trevians. And Graham Paul, he gets checked into the boards as he's able to get the puck deep. And it's Trent Caden in behind the net to dig the puck out. He'll look back at the point. He'll instead opt into the slot. He'll turn it over. Back the other way comes Jones, but a good stick there. Would have been offsides if Max Zelazny played it for New Trier. Just 30 seconds into action. Here's Matthew Tillis along the half boards. Gets the puck taken away from him. Now Scodius battles, but away with it comes New Trier. Pass towards the slot, but a good stick from Nicholas Neff. Doesn't let that one get all the way through. Back to get it for New Trier is their captain, Brian Dolby. Now Barrington, top of the circle. Here's a shot, never got through, knocked down by Dolby. He'll come out of the New Trier zone with some speed. Gives way to Gallagher, drops to Dolby. Dolby, top of the circle, tries to get in the slot. Good stick for Tillis, gets it into the slot. Foul up and into the chest. Another shot attempt, and finally squeezed by starting netminder for the Barrington Broncos, Ben Mazurek. Taylor, we got a good look at Ben Mazurek a couple of weeks ago in the SHL Game of the Week, and we definitely liked what we saw.
We sure did. He's stunting a .930 save percentage so far on the season. Just unconscious numbers so far from the Barrington netminder, and we've talked about it. I think, in my opinion, the Barrington goaltender is the 1-2 punch is the deepest in the state of Illinois.
And Liffendahl will face off here. Opposite, here's a chance out in front, puck loose, comes back to the top of the circle. Here's another shot, that one wide. That shot from the point comes from Colin McCarthy. Now in behind was Charles Ware. He's not able to hold the puck, but gets it onto Liffendahl just enough. Now Ware gets it back to a pinching Chong. He whiffs on it. Here comes Adams the other way. Adams, big hit against the boards and taken down by Liffendahl. Now Scody is back to get it for Barrington. Makes a nice play, drops the puck to Gavin Fors. Now a shot, that wide of the net as well. So far, New Trier having the benefit of possession of play here. Just 2 minutes into the game from Centennial Ice Arena. Scodius in his own corner, tries to get that puck out, misses the stick of Puglisi, and that will go the length of the ice for an icing. So 14:53 left here in the first period, 0-0. Face-off draw to come back in the Barrington zone. This draw will be Charlie Ockery for New Trier with the offensive zone draw. And in a key spot, here's Jack Jones trying to win it. Rowley for Barrington. And these midnight black uniforms with the red trim is Barrington in tonight. A lot of black and red. Obviously, New Trier in the white jerseys with the green trim, green stockings with the white stripes on the stockings. Played easily out. Liffendahl gets the puck on to Ockery. He's going to get the puck deep, goes around two Barrington defenders, has a trailing Babnick coming in the zone, can't find him. Instead, it'll be Ruttenberg, near side point, who's able to get the puck out. Very nearly had a breakaway opportunity, was held up at the blue line by Nolan, and eventually able to pry himself free. Now puck goes deep. Barrington will get 5 new bodies on the ice. That will be something, Taylor, we're certainly going to watch. Our line changed a little bit shorter than normal. We've talked about how these teams must be tired with the amount of hockey they've played. Yeah, tons and tons of hockey. I believe it's, obviously we said 5 games in 4 days for New Trier, 5 games in 3 days for Barrington. So a lot of tired legs, a lot of full bellies from Thanksgiving meals over the last few days, some leftovers too, I'm sure. And not necessarily as much of a factor maybe in the first period and maybe in the first part of the second period, but we get into the third period. We're going to see it. We're going to see it, and that's certainly something we're going to keep an eye on. Is these two coaches a little bit more conservative early in the game, knowing that later in the game it's going to be tough. But here's a 2-on-1 opportunity. Here's Jones. Had Parisi waiting, couldn't get the pass to the slot. and instead New Trier able to come away with it. That was a golden 2-on-1 opportunity for Barrington with their 2 best players. Weren't even able to get a shot off.
Looked like Jones whiffed on a backhanded drop pass through the slot, just sailed over the puck with his stick blade.
Max Lasney giving support in the corner, that back to the point, kept in nicely. Now give and go, here's a shot from the point, and he scores! And that's John Hackett, who puts New Trier ahead 1-0, just 4 minutes into the game for the Trevians. So an early strike from the #1 team in the state. And so far, Taylor, they've looked pretty good.
Yeah, they certainly have. And Coach Bob Melton talked about the depth and rolling lines quickly for the Trevians. Johnny Hackett, his 12th point in 29 games played, not a top 6 forward. So that's some great goal scoring from your depth forwards. It's exactly what the Trevians needed to start this game.
And the ability and the depth to be able to skate 4 lines and 6 defensemen at this level of play is huge, and it's something Steve Martins is going to have to try to counter. So the assist on the play goes to Max Lasney. But Taylor, we talked about New Trier's ability, and this puck comes free side, and that backhanded shot still loose, and the goal comes off its post. But Taylor, we talked about New Trier's ability to roll 4 lines, play 6 defensemen. Barrington doesn't necessarily have that depth. If you're Steve Martins, how do you counter it?
Well, you gotta really expect a lot out of your defensemen, and you need to run a lot of exits out of your defensive neutral zone. So you want your defensemen to begin the breakouts behind the net, work it up the walls, and use the speed of your forwards to get out of your zone quickly. Because if you get into a track meet deep in your own zone, you're going to find yourself in trouble.
And a perfect example right there is a bad exit. Into the slot was Cooker for New Trier, and now New Trier again offensively into the slot. Here's a shot, that one just wide from the wrister from Kyle McCarthy. A perfect example, Taylor, just of what you were talking about, a weak exit and 2 golden opportunities for New Trier. Now Van Ness for Barrington, he'll fire a slap shot from center ice. That one easily shouldered aside by Preston Watt, who's getting the start tonight in this championship game for New Trier. The other side comes McCarthy. He's able to get the puck easily out of his zone. Van Ness looks, dumps, and will send Lovelace in on the forecheck for Barrington. Not able to get any sustained offensive time there. That puck played by Mazurek and gloved, and he'll get a face-off draw to his left. Here with 11:36 left in the first. Really, Barrington just trying to weather the storm, it feels like here, not give up another one here early.
Yeah, the ice has seemed a little bit tilted to start so far. We've seen a number of scoring chances for the Trevians, only a couple shots on goal for Barrington. So certainly have to endure this start from the Trevians and try to build upon it going forward.
Here comes Jack Jones for Barrington, makes a move around 1 defender. Good save there from Watt as that puck got on him a little bit quicker than I think he expected. Back the other way comes Gallagher for the Trevians. Skating down the slot is Puglisi, tries to drop it to Liffendahl, can't get it through, and Jones will make a safe play and just get the puck out of the zone. Now play along the near side half-boards, finally won that, deflected on its way to net to Watt. He's able to fight it off into the opposite corner and clear the puck. That one apparently not deflected by Scodius on the way by, so we'll have an icing. Want to thank our great sponsors here on the SHL Game of the Week: CCTY Bearing, OPRF Hockey, Stormies Tavern and Grill, Cognitive College Advising, and GBN Hockey. Like we mentioned, tonight is not an SHL League game. Of course, we do have 2 SHL games.
Teams,
thank you, Taylor. 2 SHL teams. A couple of broadcasters a little tired from the Thanksgiving meals as well.
I think so.
Back to the point. Here's Scodius. He shoots that one wide of the net. Pinching in now for Barrington is Gavin Fors. Able to keep it in momentarily. At least is Neff. Around the backside is Max Adams. He battles in the corner. Dolby kicks to Liffendahl. Liffendahl trying to pry out loose. Pinning against the boards is Quinn Rowley. Now finally able to carry the puck out of the zone. And a great pass just out of the reach of John Babnick, and a nice play of Mazurek to come out of his net to prevent that opportunity. Liffendahl back to get the puck. Spins it around to Dolby. Dolby not able to get the puck out. Good stick there by a Barrington Bronco. Sure able to gather. Dolby, a couple nice moves around defenders. And that's A fortunate bounce there for Barrington as that pops out into the open ice. Not able to get it out. Good skate there from Kane to keep it in. Now a deflection just wide of the net. Behind the net now is Akri. He gets checked and goes to the ice hard. A little bit slow getting up, but he's on his feet. And we have a whistle.
Not sure what for, but the officials are checking the net. But Max, you talked about it. Both these teams being SHL teams meeting in the championship. Obviously, New Trier #1 in the SHL, #1 in the state. Barrington 4th in the SHL, 6th in the state. So it really goes to show that the depth of talent in the SHL for the state. The only other 2 teams in the top 6 in Illinois that are not SHL teams are Providence Catholic and Bennett Academy. Both those teams were participants in this tournament. Both those teams eliminated in the elimination round by these 2 teams.
The depth of the SHL continuing to show through as Spicinger quickly to that puck along the far side boards, gets deflected out. And we'll have a face-off draw. It's actually going to come outside of the Barrington zone. Thought it was last deflected off of Barrington Bronco, but the linesman saw it differently.
Providence Catholic and Bennett Academy, both 2 strong teams, really beat up upon in this tournament. Providence Catholic lost this morning 5-1 versus this Barrington team, and Bennett Academy 7-2 against these same Trevians yesterday. So
quickly on the puck, wasn't expecting it, was Jack Jones.
No, he was not.
Chong able to keep it in at the top of the zone. Now knocked down, side of the net. That's going to be a hand pass. So a break for Barrington there. As the glove of Max Zelazny not allowed to be used as a passing tool, so we'll come outside of the Barrington zone for a face-off draw.
Barrington team is 9-1 in their last 10 games, regardless of tournament play, in-state play, SHL play. Just on fire right now.
We saw them a couple weeks ago, Taylor, against St. Viator. Ended up being a close game at the end, some penalties, a couple power play goals, got Viator back in it, but very thoroughly dominated that game. And at the time, Viator was top 5 team in the state.
Yep, they certainly were. But this Barrington team they've struggled for a few years, over the last decade or so. But this is the best Barrington team by far that I've seen.
Down to the ice goes a Barrington Bronco, no call. Good pass there, intercepted by Adams. He takes it the other way. Adams with some speed. He'll get a backhanded shot. Good save there from Preston Watt. Now the game opening up just a touch, much to probably the benefit of the Trevians. They would like to see it open up. Barrington, on the other hand, probably wants to keep this a little bit tighter of a game. Now skating with speed. Here's Cooker. He gets past her. Good backhand pass. O'Rourke, side of the net. Backdoor. Oh, good stick from somebody right next to the Barrington net. Otherwise, it would have been an easy one-time opportunity from the far circle.
Fantastic patience and awareness there by New Trier's Cooker. He had his head up the entire time trying to work the half ball and find somebody open. He does with a backhanded pass. Just a great piece of play there by New Trier's Cooker.
O'Rourke with a nice shift here as he created a couple opportunities for the Trevians, eventually able to get it out. Here's Jack Jones, not able to kick the puck to his stick. And it comes out into the neutral zone. It'll be Van Est who just dumps it deep. Matthew Marquis, who saw a couple weeks ago, very pesky, fast, tough player for this Barrington team. Really one of those energy players for the Broncos on the forecheck here, but quickly able to get the puck out. Here's Liffendahl. He's big hit against the boards as his helmet goes flying nearly off. Now, Ware got slashed, didn't get the call. And we'll go the other way. Jack Jones now in front of the New Trier bench, tries to make an opportunity for Barrington, but one and done again. Liffendahl at the blue line, not able to handle that puck, and Mazurek confidently comes out of his net, able to spin it around the boards, get it to Marquis. Now Parisi, and he'll just dump it deep. Gallagher calling for the puck bar blue line, slow change for Barrington, not able to take advantage, but they'll get an offensive zone opportunity. Here's Tillis. Now Gallagher. Pinching in now Dolby, he'll shoot, but stopped in front by Tillis. Now, with some speed and space is Grislow. Pinned against the boards, but again, Dolby able to pick it out for the Trevians and popped into the neutral zone. Knocked in at least for a moment. by Elmer. Elmer getting his first nice time of the evening. The defenseman for this Barrington Broncos team does a nice job forcing the puck out. And into the neutral, a bad turnover here. Here's Grislow. Big hit as he tried to make a move around Kane. That's the third or fourth really big, clean hit we've seen so far tonight, Taylor. And these two teams may be tired, but they're certainly not shying away from contact.
No, they're not. They love the physicality, and that's one of the nice, cleaner, open ice body checks I've seen in a long time.
We talked about it before in the game of the week, Taylor. We just don't see nearly as much hits, as many hits like that at the high school level anymore. But we've seen some nice, clean hockey hits so far here tonight.
Yep.
Certainly gives you some flashback to different times years ago, where the game certainly has changed quite a bit with some of the rule changes and enforcements that now exists at the high school level.
Well, it brings the juice. You look forward to the physicality, and it really builds the intensity on the ice for the players. You get excited to hop off the bench, get on the ice, try to contribute, lay a big hit, get the bench going, get the crowd going.
On comes Buddington. He'll toss the puck into himself in behind the Barrington net. Charlie Ockery tries to play it there, pinching in for New Trier. There's McCarthy able to keep it in and keep it alive. Babnick now makes one play around. Chong pinching in for New Trier. Active defenseman here early for New Trier, as we often see for the Trevians. Chong waiting for it at the circle. He'll switch spots in the cycle. Ackery backdoor, just not able to handle it there was McCarthy. McCarthy stays with it. Hands it off to Ockery, looking backdoor, doesn't find anything yet, looks for an angle, shoots over the crossbar and the stick of Mazurek.
New Trier working the puck right now like they're on a power play, just able to cycle one man off and line changes, just coaching, it's all coaching, and this New Trier's top line just cycling the puck so well.
Puck loose side on that. New Trier, a couple of good chances there. Puglisi will again dump it deep. Here's Ockery again, long shift for him, productive shift finally taken away, and Barrington just going to happily take an ice instead, actually.
That was a great dump. It was right on net. The New Trier netminder had to make a save there, a stop there.
Prevent that offensive zone draw. Chance out in front. Good stick, not to let the darting Max Zelazny would have had a chance in the slot, if not for a good stick from Barrington defenseman. Now they come back the other way, 3-on-2. Jones into the slot. Parisi shoots. Good pad save from Watt. Back to the point, Van Ness. He whiffs on a shot, or at the very least, doesn't get much of it. Back in the zone now, battling for New Trier. Is Puglisi again able to fight his way out. Here's a chance for Graham Paul. Taken down, no call. Here's Caden, backdoor. Here's a chance. Zelazny shoots, scores. What a brilliant move. Max Zelazny from his forehand to his backhand, and it's 2-0 New Trier.
So at the 3:35 mark, exactly what Barrington did not need is to fall back by another score. They were doing a nice job of enduring the first initial couple waves of offense, and then the ice started to even out a bit. They got some decent opportunities. New Trier comes back in an odd man rush, and they're able to bury one in the slot.
New Trier just does such a good job of making you pay for mistakes. We saw the ice get a little unbalanced towards the far side boards. Max Zelazny waiting back door, and he was able to finish it.
And a nice move too, in forehand, backhand, to slip that puck in.
So it'll be Trent Caden and Graham Paul with the assists on the second goal for the Trevians. Just a couple of minutes left here in the period. Elmer with a shot, easily saved and sent into the corner by Watt. Now Kane battling for the puck. He gets it on. Good touch pass there, Gallagher. Gallagher, far side boards. He gets checked off the puck. And Elmer blows the tires. He heads into his defensive zone.
Physicality continues.
Now dangerous play in his own slot. Here's a backhand chance, and drawing a penalty was New Trier. And it was Charles Ware that got dragged down to the ice.
I'm not sure what they're calling. Is it a high sticking that they're calling?
But if anything, it looked like a holding.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Let's see what the ruling is. Oh, it is a high stick.
Yeah,
That's
wow.
not exactly what I saw, but we'll take the referee's word for it.
Physicality continues, and if you're Barrington, you need to stay out of the box here. You need every man you can get. With New Trier up 2-0 here in the first, now they're heading to a man advantage.
Quinn Rowley, the guilty party for the Broncos. Parisi wins the draw, but it's Nutrier that's going to get possession. Here's Babnick near side point. He'll dump it deep. Now Scodius tries to take a big whack at that one to get it out of the zone. He's able to. Now a good stick here from Jones. Watt thinking about coming out of his net. Aggressive play there.
Unbelievable.
And a smart one, frankly.
Well, it worked.
A results-oriented business.
Right,
Taylor.
right, yes. I'm not so sure the Nutrier goaltending coach loved that, but Watt gets his team out of trouble and makes a nice breakout pass.
Dolby gives on to Acri, who dumps deep. Buddington backside of that dump, lets it go through all the way to Liffendahl. Liffendahl gets pinned against the boards. Now Acri behind the net, looking in front instead, side of the net, side circle. Here's Babnick up top, Dolby. Side is Acri, top of the circle. He passes side of the net. Here's a shot from Liffendahl, goes across the crease, but no one from Nutrier. Good cash in on that. Babnick stops quickly, goes around Parisi. Tries to give and go, instead back to Liffendahl, up top Dolby. Dolby gives on to Acri. Acri looks, back door, oh, he hit Babnick. Might have been slightly deflected by a Barrington Bronco on its way towards Babnick. Otherwise,
it was Parisi who got a great stick on it to break up that play. Otherwise, he would have been wide open back door.
Here's a shorthand chance for Barrington. Parisi just plays that puck too far off his stick, and another good play from Watt out of his net.
What a poke check by Watt there, goodness.
30 seconds left here on the power play for Nutrier. Dolby skates into the zone, goes right around one. Barrington Bronco shoots, had an open lane there. Good pad save from the Zurich.
It almost looked like a skate save. He got that with the blade on the far side.
Dolby gives on Acri, looking backdoor Babnick instead up top Buddington. Hands off Dolby, back to Buddington. Jones gambles, loses Babnick, shoots, he scores! Beautiful wrister that finds the top right corner. And it's 3-0 Nutrier on the power play goal.
So Babnick puts another goal up on the board with only 6 seconds left to go on the power play. Barrington had done a beautiful job of killing it so far. Very aggressive, very poised, very smart in their own end. Nutrier hadn't been able to get much going.
Oh, we're getting no goal. We're getting a waved off goal. I did not see why, Taylor.
I'm not sure either. Did they think it was deflected?
I cannot imagine why that was waved off, but it was. So no goal, excuse me.
They must have had, Nutrier must have had a player in the crease. Well, nonetheless, Barrington kills off that Nutrier man advantage.
Talk about an enormous break. We're gonna have right back to the penalty kill is Barrington. This time a hold.
That's not what Barrington needs coming out of there. And I was gonna say Nutrier at second best in the state, 23.9% on the power play. They convert at an enormous rate. So with only 6 seconds left there, it looked like Barrington had done a great job killing it off. Nutrier put one home only for it to be called back. But Nutrier is so dangerous on the power play, you cannot give them these opportunities, and that's 2 back-to-back ones.
Let's see if we can get a look at what exactly could have disallowed this goal. Max Adams, the guilty party for Barrington on this penalty kill for Barrington. We saw how lethal it can be. Not sure why the goal got waved off, but certainly a threat are the Trevians. Every time they get an extra man, they do it as well as anybody in the state.
Yeah, they do. And the Nutrier coaching staff didn't seem too frustrated by it, so clearly there was a very valid reason for the goal to be called back.
And it was immediately waved off. Going back, look at the replay. You can see the referee's side of the net. With 3 seconds left, we'll come to the end of the period and get to talk a little bit more about what could have gone wrong on that goal. That's the end of the period. So 2-0 your score. Nutrier leads after 1. We go back and look. You can see immediately the referee's side of the net waves it off.
Immediately.
It must be the Nutrier player. I don't know, Tim.
I'm not sure. No, I disagree with that call. I mean, he was screening the goalie for sure, but he didn't interfere with him.
It doesn't look like he's in the crease.
He wasn't in the crease. So Barrington may have...
This is one of the more bizarre calls today. He looks like significantly outside of the crease. I'm looking at it over and over again now.
Yeah, we're not able to get that on the screen, I don't believe, for the viewers at home, but just a screen. He didn't look to be in the crease. There was no contact with the netminder. But the referee along the goal line immediately
there was no question in his mind for what he saw. He's got a little bit different angle than we have. So we'll go ahead and
I
trust
think
our officiating crew here.
I think Barrington got a lucky break there, which is what they need on that PK. After doing so well for the initial minute, 54 seconds, a little bit of luck coming their way, and
Certainly a break that Barrington needed.
Yep.
It's down 2-0, going down 3-0 to this Trevian's team. Would have felt
2-0 is still very much still a hockey game, and we know this is a good Barrington team. They can come back and get a quick one on the board, but 3-0 going into the second would be a hole that wouldn't be favorable for anybody.
Well, we have a moment here. I want to thank our great sponsors here on the SHL Game of the Week. CCTY Bearing, OPRF Hockey, Stormy's Tavern and Grill, Cognitive College Advising, and GBN Hockey. Thank them for their great support of the SHL and the SHL Game of the Week. Getting a look at some nice highlights here between periods. Our great technical director, Jimmy the Wiz Olson, taking good care of you. Really appreciate his great additions to the broadcast, bringing you great looks, replays, graphics to you folks at home. Some of the great hockey fans here in the state of Illinois. So we'll get right back after it with second period action again. Officials still talking to each other. I wonder if they're still discussing that no goal call. We'll see.
Nonetheless, it wouldn't be put on the board now.
No question, but I'm sure they're still discussing it a bit. So we'll get it started here. New Trier will have 1:21 left on the power play here to start the second period. We're seeing just how good they are full strength. I mean, that much better with an extra man on the ice. Here's Caden, gives way, coming down the slot. Paulie shoots that one. Might have gotten a piece of it. Was Mazurek. Now behind the goal is Zelazny. Well, Paul able to win the puck. Back to the point. Back down to Paul. Back up top, cross ice is Puglisi. Olem at the near far side point, calling for the puck. Instead, drop down to Caden. Caden's got Puglisi. He'll go back there. He'll shoot, deflected, and that one up into the netting and out of play. 36 seconds left on the power play. 45 seconds into the second period. 2-0 New Trier. Thank you for joining us at the back end of your Thanksgiving holiday. This championship game of the O'Grady Thanksgiving Holiday Tournament, hosted by the Loyola Ramblers. Our fourth year in a row calling this championship game, and I believe there's only been one team now out of the 8 that we've called in this championship game that hasn't been an SHL team. I believe that was St. Viator last year, and of course now they are an SHL team. So it's no matter what way you slice it, when it comes to high school hockey in Illinois, you've got the very best of it here in the SHL. Now with 20 seconds left, New Trier going to take one more chance to get up the ice. Puglisi, bad break, because I believe that hit the linesman before he was able to enter the zone. Able to get it on to Zelazny. Now taking it is Nolan. Back to the point, Puglisi. He winds up, shoots, deflected on its way through, but a good pad save by Mazurek. And the clank of the stick on the far end of the ice signals the end of the power play. Here's another shot. That one missed on the deflection. Marquis able to collect it for Barrington. Throw it down the ice. Icing waved.
Nice job there again by the Barrington penalty kill. Doing a good job to force the Trevians to the perimeter, not really letting them get much in front of the net in terms of high danger traffic. So kind of letting them work the puck along the half wall up to the point. There were a few shots that squeaked through, but no backdoor passes, no slot setups. A nice job of staying poised, playing the box by the Barrington penalty kill.
That icing will bring the puck back into the Barrington zone. Not able to get anything offensively thus far in this period, and certainly in the first period, ice tilted towards Ben Mazurek in the Barrington end. Barrington really going to have to work a little bit harder, sustaining offensive zone possession. Been one and done when they have had possession. Could be an opportunity here coming out the other way for Barrington. He's checked off the puck by Kane. Gallagher misses that puck, goes all the way back into the Barrington zone. Quickly played up, but taken away by Brian Dolby. And turned right back over. Here's Barrington. He goes down hard. That was a flying knee. Minnow goes down kind of hard. We'll see if we get a call out of that.
Yep.
A flying knee
call going the way of Spencer Liffendahl.
And a good call, frankly, as That's a scary hit. That's one of the more exposed positions that a hockey player can ever be in, is the inside part of their knee. And you saw Liffendahl stick his knee out pretty hard, get the inside knee of Minnow. He's a little bit slow getting up, looks to be okay. But that's a big opportunity here for New Trier, or excuse me, for Barrington, as New Trier will head to the penalty kill.
It sure is. Spencer Liffendahl, kind of a multi-tool for the New Trier Trevians. He can score, he has speed, he has 17 points in 30 games played so far on the season for the Trevians. He's also third on the team in penalty minutes with 48, so kind of a Milan Lucic-esque type player for the Trevians. He is no stranger to the penalty box, no stranger to the score sheet, but definitely a physical player who enjoys the contact and really works hard.
Forrest gets taken down. Acree's going to have a shorthanded opportunity as Buddington going down the slot, gets it at least to the slot, but taken away by Barrington Bronco. Back the other way, here's Van Ness. The big body of Van Ness goes around one New Trier defenseman now against Chong, just missing the stick of Parisi, but a patch of snow able to keep that puck in the zone. Jones gives way Parisi, he shoots. That one gets by the net before Watt ever saw it. Barrington able to collect. Here's another opportunity. Parisi up top. Zachary pestering him and gets it to Jones. Far side circle. Back up top. Parisi winds up. Shoots! That one hits a body in front. Up into the netting. I believe it hit a New Trier body, so it's going to stay right here in the New Trier zone.
You said big body of Van Ness. We've talked about physicality. I'm telling you, if I'm a New Trier forward, I do not want to meet Van Ness in the corner. Listed at 6'4", 240.
He's all of it.
And he's a piece that Barrington... Oh, all of it indeed. He's a piece that Barrington got back after the conclusion of their football season. He's headed to the University of Iowa to help Kirk Ferentz along the defensive line. Just a monster out there.
And moves pretty good.
He
for
does.
his
He
size.
absolutely moves well for his
By
size.
no means a Frankenstein out there. Scotius gets near side point, cross ice with some room. Now drops it down. Jones with fours. Back up top, Parisi. Parisi looking, shooting, passing, and a big shot from Jones, missing the net. Kept in it, at least for a moment, by Fours. Gets it on to Scotius. Scotius, big deflection, still loose in the crease, but no one from Barrington was able to get a shot off. So 42 seconds left now on the power play from Barrington, but so far pretty good look on the power play.
Yeah, absolutely, and they're putting, as we were mentioning, Van Ness, they're placing him, he's a defenseman, they're placing him in front of the New Trier netminder to try to screen him, so they're using him as a third forward, much like the Blackhawks with Dustin Bufflin on their roster. They'd park that big body in front of the net, try to screen and cause havoc in front on the man advantage. And
Neff loses that puck, able to clear it.
so that's what we saw, and he did a nice job there. He took on both New Trier defenders in front of their own goal.
Now Caden able to waste a little bit more of this power play, tries to chip it in towards the Barrington net. Puck still loose in the crease, and a scramble. So 6 seconds left of the power play in New Trier. Very nearly.
Watt skating to his bench.
Well, if he's having, not sure what, he's coming off the ice. Taylor, I didn't see anything specific. I don't know if he's having an equipment issue, but now Max Lee is going to come onto the ice for New Trier. This is certainly a development for the Trevians.
Yeah, I thought for a minute that he was mistaken and thought that there was a penalty about to get called. So he was heading towards his bench. He's not the case. He's hunched over to the side of the...
He's having some issues. I'm not sure. Keep an eye on that. Certainly developed. Max Lee, very much a capable backup.
Oh, certainly.
Getting a drink of water. I can't quite tell. Maybe just... we won't speculate. Hopefully we can get him back on the ice here in the next couple of minutes. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. The athletic trainer not talking to him. So we'll come back to action. Keep an eye on him. Let you know if anything develops there. The end of the power play for Barrington. And we're back to 5-on-5 action.
Obviously, New Trier.
Good stick here from Keynes. He gets knocked down to the ice.
New Trier at 29-3-1 on
Oh,
the
missing the
season.
chance. Here's Adams, backhanded shot. Good save. Max Lee. I believe it hit him in the face area, or neck area.
Neck area and dripped down. But as I was saying, New Trier 29-3-1 on the season. Only one loss in the state of Illinois, and Max Lee's played. He has 18 wins for the Trevians so far this season.
And looking at SHL play, a little bit lower save percentage than Preston Watt, but certainly still 6-0. An 86% save percentage. A capable backup here for New Trier. So See if that's just for the moment or for the game, as that puck just comes out of the zone. Van Ness not able to keep it in. And we'll have a face-off outside of the New Trier zone with 12 minutes left here in the second period. Once again alongside Taylor Ramble and Max Anderson. New Trier in the white jerseys, Barrington in the black and red, here for the championship of the O'Grady Holiday Tournament, live from Centennial Ice Arena.
Let's give a shout out to the Barrington boosters. Those alternate all black sweaters are crisp, clean. I am a fan, I know you are. You talked about it when they came out for warm-ups. They're good looking sweaters.
Well, only complaint, if I had to be a picky broadcaster, is the B on the shoulders certainly can look like a 3 or an 8 from a distance. So if I make a couple of mistakes calling names and numbers today, blame the Barrington boosters, not your favorite SHL broadcaster. But no, these are gorgeous jerseys. First time we've had a chance to see them. Dolby for New Trier. Their captain, their defenseman with some speed, drops the puck. Here Gallagher shoots into the glove of Mazurek. We haven't seen a lot of, let's call them fancy saves from Mazurek. He's been solid. There's been a couple that obviously have gone in, but we know Mazurek is a very good goaltender for this Barrington team.
He's a great goaltender. He hasn't been, as we talked about it on the power play earlier, he hasn't exactly been challenged in the high danger areas. He hasn't had to make any spectacular saves yet. We know he's capable of it. But a lot in his chest, a lot of pad saves. Obviously the 2 goals that were able to squeak their way past him, but weren't by any means poor goals scored.
No, sir. Here's Ackery. Charlie Ackery drops. Here's O'Rourke. Shoots that one high and wide of the Barrington net. In the corners, Buddington. Well, 3 or 4 bodies come together. There's a scrum there for the puck. Still battling for it. Out with it comes Barrington. A little bit of a risky play around one defender, but it works out for the Broncos. Jones on his wing. Marquis gets a shot off his Jones. Just wide of the net. Lee was a little bit late getting to his butterfly, and if that shot was on net, he might have been in some trouble.
Well, it would have been on net. New Trier's Ryan O'Rourke on the back check just tapped his stick right as he was getting it off, and it looked like it made the puck deflect a little bit wide of the net. So great job there by Ryan O'Rourke, but it would have been a very dangerous opportunity.
As that puck goes the length of the ice for an icing. Let's get another look at that chance there, as Taylor called it, just a little bit of a deflection of the stick before Jones was able to get a shot off. We saw him last time these two teams play. He can surely get a slap shot off from the slot that will punish opposing goalies. Wasn't able to get everything on that shot there, and certainly could have been a goal for Barrington if he did. Here's Minnow. Minnow drops. Pinching in Tillis, able to keep it. He gambles. Could have been a hooking there as he had a stick around the midsection of Zelazny, gets away with it. Able to drop deep is Elmer. Now Puglisi is on to Zelazny. As Paul coming up the slot, not able to get it to him. Kicking it to his state with speed. Here comes Adams for Barrington, following up Minnow. Now taking away Zelazny. Long shift for him. He'll try one more chance at the offensive zone. He skates wide around Van Ness. Van Ness pins him against the boards. Now Adams is going to be able to get the puck. Oh no, bad clearance attempt there as New Trier's going to get another chance. Taylor, another example of what you talked about earlier. Every chance you give of New Trier on a bad clearance attempt, it's more time that you're spending on the ice in the defensive zone, and that's not to their advantage.
It absolutely is.
Side of that chance, tries to get the puck into the slot to Neff, not able to. Stretch pass to Hackett. He's able to play it into his zone. Following up in it is O'Rourke. O'Rourke into the corner. Gives way. Now gets the puck back into the slot. What a pass! And it was a stick, I believe, of Van Ness. Otherwise, would have been a prime opportunity for Colin Cooker. Now intercepted by Barrington. They're going to get the puck out. They quickly turn it over. Barrington very
sloppy in their own zone, and we've talked about it. You need your defenseman to start behind the goal line, work it to the half wall, and move it quickly out.
Oh, Cooker whiffs on a shot. Another big save. Another shot and another save. And finally, Mazurek able to fall on that puck. It was, I believe, 3 shots on goal there in quick succession. Mazurek up to the task.
Yep. This Barrington defense, they need to get the puck out. Starting to look a little bit tired. But these defensive zone breakouts getting sloppier and sloppier, and New Trier will take advantage of that. Now, if it's working up the half wall and they're clogging up the walls, fine, move it to the middle of the ice and carry it out with some help on the wings. There's ways around it, but you need the breakout to be in sync and moving the puck, or you're going to find yourself pinned in your own zone, and it's not going to be pretty.
Against some teams, you can get away with it. Not against this
not
New Trier
against
team.
New Trier.
Good job keeping it in the zone. Now Marquis gets a pass into the slot with Parisi, but not able to get a shot off. She's active 6. Here's a chance. Buddington cross ice, was waiting for it. Was Ackery back door, but a good stick from Barrington defenseman didn't let that puck get through. Barrington desperately needs to find the next goal. You get the feeling that Barrington, they'll very much stay in this game, but another goal from New Trier, a 3-goal deficit at this point seems like a tough ask from this Bronco team, who, like we talked about, their 5th game in 3 days, and not nearly as deep. Here's Jones, not nearly as deep as New Trier. So behind the 8 ball, certainly it's going to take a special performance here on Sunday afternoon. Now Babnick looks up ice, tries a stretch pass, misses his man, goes all the way down the ice, and Zurich will opt to fall in at 7:33 left in the second period. 2-0 New Trier.
Though accidental, that stretch pass was perfectly placed on net. So that allows all the New Trier players to go off for a line change. What would have been an icing, though in this tournament and in Scholastic League, there is no NHL-like rule where an icing will prevent you from line changing. Nonetheless, inadvertently, the pass was perfectly placed.
Worked out well for the Broncos, worked out well for the Trevians, excuse me, giving them another offensive zone opportunity. Now Pitt against the boards, a host of bodies. See if anyone's able to pry it free. It is. And able to keep it in the zone is Ware. And Gallagher with a nice place. He's able to snatch that puck out of midair and whack it towards the Barrington net. Now Tillis loses his stick behind the goal. Good drop pass. Here's Buddington. Able to swing the puck all the way around. Coming out with it is Gallagher. He'll shoot. Quick shot. Quick to get to his post is Mazurek with the blocker. Now we're going to get a penalty. It's going to go against New Trier, so a break here for Barrington.
Liffendahl again?
I believe it is. Constantly in the middle of it, Taylor. You mentioned it.
He has that. It's the kind of the shoulders shrugged, arms up. Like, what did I do?
I'm sure he was grabbing something over there, else we wouldn't have gotten a call. So Liffendahl right back to the power play, or right back to the penalty box, and Barrington to the power play.
So Liffendahl now at 52 minutes spent in the sin bin so far on the season for the Trevians. But this could be a huge, huge momentum swing for Barrington if they can capitalize here, because they are very much alive and they've been playing well.
So we'll see if Barrington is able to get their power play established. Taylor, a couple weeks ago we did a Barrington GBN game, and Coach Evan Polakita said they scouted well when they shut down this Barrington power play. We'll see if New Trier has a similar feeling. They were able to pick up what Evan Polakidis was, and so far a good start for them. And obviously didn't give up a power play goal earlier.
No, they didn't. But a lot of movement on the Barrington power play. And same thing we saw last time. Van Ness possession to up high. If they can get possession in the zone, he's going to slip right back in front of the New Trier netminder, try to cause some havoc, work his way through the crease. And it's so nice because what that allows you to do is he can eat up 2 defensemen and screen the goalie. That allows your defensemen and your forwards, instead of being positioned wide, it allows them to sneak close to the net so you can work the puck in quick succession and try to find something backdoor. Gives your defenseman time. For those of you young hockey players out there.
Here's a shot attempt from Jones, but a good stick lift. Never gets anything towards the net.
I think our next installment here, Max, we need a Eddie Olczyk style pen so I can circle the replays, do my X's and O's here.
We'll get with Jimmy on whether he can hook up that touchpad technology. Maybe that's next season.
Nice, yeah, maybe for next season we can bring a highlight pen on the replay so I can draw out plays for the young fans watching at home, a la NBC Sports as we see on the NHL matchups.
Here's Caden. He'll look, he'll shoot. Fought off by Mazurek. I think the hearty laugh from Jimmy was I doubt that'll happen, but hey, boys can dream. This pass just missing the stick of Fours. He'll go off for a change. That big slap shot from Puglisi dumps the puck in all the way deep. 15 seconds left on this Barrington power play, which has yet to have a shot on net. Now Marquis. Speedster dumps the puck in. Battle in the corner. That's the end of the power play. For New Trier, they're back to full strength. Oh, slashed as he goes towards the net. Do we have a penalty? No, he got absolutely whacked. Here's another chance into the belly. Could have, I mean, a pretty obvious slash, I thought, Taylor, is, I believe it was Minnow on his way towards the net.
I'm surprised they had a referee position at the blue line and a referee along the goal line. And
getting another look at it here. Coming out with the puck was Minnow. Oh no, it was just a good stick lift.
Yep.
I missed that look. That was a great play by, I believe that was Caden. Yeah, that was Trent Caden with an outstanding stick lift. Looked certainly a lot worse in live play, so I apologize. That was a good no call from this officiating crew.
I don't have many complaints from them. I'd like to hear them out on what they saw for the disallowed goal, but other than that, I think they've called a very clean game. I think they've been great.
So we'll try to get some answers on that during the ice cleaning here between second and third periods, because I mean, we assume it was that goaltender interference, Taylor, but
something increased, but the replay really didn't back that up with much.
And credit to their cameraman, Matt Boone. We were talking about the goal. He was the one that pointed to the official saying no goal. So we were about 20 seconds into the analysis of it before we even realized there wasn't a goal. That's how locked in our SHL crew here is. Here we go. Here's a shot side of the net. That goes up and over the Barrington net. Under 4 minutes left here in second period. Puck played out, and that missing the stick.
That could have been
Of Matt Ruttenberg. I want to thank our great sponsors here on the SHL Game of the Week. CCTY Bearing, OPRF Hockey, Stormy's Tavern and Grill, Cognitive College Advising, and GBN Hockey. We thank them for their great support of the SHL and the SHL Game of the Week. I know there's at least one broadcaster that was supporting one of our sponsors over the Thanksgiving holiday. Of course, Stormy's always open during the Thanksgiving.
They sure are. Backdoor
chance right off the face-off draw, and it's 3-0 New Trier.
Just 3:37 left to go in the second.
Quickly off the draw.
I mean, that was a drop of the puck, pass off the draw from the center. Backdoor. Maybe it was John Kane, or I think it may have been Johnny Hackett.
We'll wait the official scoring. It was a face-off draw win. O'Rourke quickly got it, and it was indeed, Taylor, you called it, John Hackett, who got the goal for New Trier.
That's his second goal of the night.
Dolby winds up, slap shot. That one fought off, or caught, by Missouri.
So Ryan O'Rourke on the assist. That's his 17th point, 7th assist on the season.
And frankly, an incredibly impressive play. He won the face-off draw to himself, got the puck across the ice, and under 3 seconds
and
finishing
Hackett,
it was
great
Hackett.
Positioning by Hackett. He broke off from his, couldn't tell if Barrington lined up a defenseman alongside him or their right wing, but he broke off him, snuck backdoor off the draw, and it was tic-tac-toe in the back of the net.
Backdoor chance over the net.
Oh.
It was Jones as Lee was down and out.
He doesn't often miss from there, especially with a wide open cage.
A huge opportunity missed for the Barrington Broncos, and mentioned Max Lee still in the game. Preston Watt has his helmet off on the bench. Doesn't seem as though he's poised to come back in the game. It seems like it's Max Lee's from here to the end. Face-off draw to come just outside the New Trier zone. Liffendahl does it for the Trevian, wins it, gets it to McCarthy, and cross ice to Simon Chong. Now Liffendahl gets it back, skates wide, goes around Van Ness, gets it into the slot, deflected, and in behind the Barrington net. Drop pass here, side of the net, backhanded chance, puck loose, and I believe Mazurk's able to throw that big mitt on top of it and stop play. 3-0 New Trier in the task becomes that much harder for Barrington. They want a chance to come back and win this holiday tournament. We'll see again. Liffendahl will take this draw. Not able to win it. Able to clear it as Barrington. To play it as McCarthy. Strong, nice pass up the ice to Gallagher. That dump attempt misses the boards, goes up and out of the arena. So we'll have a face-off draw back outside the Barrington zone.
Next, we talked about Barrington and how well they're playing lately, 9-1 in their last 10. The only one of those losses came against this New Trier Green team a couple weeks ago. New Trier coming out with a 4-2 win. They had played each other once before, way early in the season, in early October. New Trier came away with a 6-0 win, so tonight being the third time these two teams have faced each other so far on the season. Obviously, this outside of SHL play.
Jones shoots, doesn't get that one on net. Parisi gonna try to follow it. Played up the boards, did something. I thought that might have gone out of play. I believe we got a whistle. Ooh, off the face of Liffendahl as his mask comes off. We're gonna get a stoppage of play. I believe that hit him square in the mask. I hope it hit him square in the mask because that was a hard wrister that caught him up high.
It sure was. Just from watching Liffendahl fly around the ice, he likes to play with that cage loose on his chin. The straps loosened a little bit so it can fly around.
Oh man, that caught him absolutely clean in the face.
Yeah, it can be
even
dangerous.
if that hits you square in the face mask, that's still gonna hurt a little bit. Fortunately, looks like he's all right. Still kind of adjusting his mask over there on the New Trier bench.
Hey, but you got to look good to play good, right?
Exactly. Here comes Zelazny. He whiffs on that dump attempt. Would have been offsides if Puglisi had played it into the zone. Instead, opts to dump the puck deep. Unable to keep it in for a moment was Caden. Oh, gambling and losing here. Here's Parisi. He's got Jones. He'll look. He'll shoot. That one up over the New Trier net.
Parisi from up close. Almost the same spot we just saw Jones miss the net from. Those two guys don't often miss from that close in, both sailing the pucks up and over the crossbar.
Parisi had a man in the slot as well. Looked like he had a chance to play and said opts for the shot.
He opts for the shot and misses.
And didn't even look like it was that close to the crossbar.
No, and that's what you mean. You're
hit 3-on-1 there. Opts to shoot and really comes nowhere near the net there.
Right, you have some top end forwards in the state in Jones and Parisi. If they're getting opportunities, you need them to at least get the pucks on that. If they're going to elect not to pass and to shoot on a 3-on-1.
Taylor, is that a function of fatigue? Some of these misses?
I mean, there's certainly no way you could say it's not.
Here's a chance in the slot. Oh, not able to get his puck. Their stick back on the ice was Graham Paul. Back door, here's a shot. That one from Caden, not able to get a lot on it as quickly Adams was on him to check him off the puck. Ben S. in the corner.
Obviously, both those two guys are seeing a tremendous amount of ice time, and 5 games in 3 days for anybody, let alone top 3 forwards on a team. You're going to be tired. But that's when you need those guys to come through the most.
Something we'll keep an eye on
here. Your captains and your leaders.
Certainly keep an eye on as we go along. 1:05 left in the second period. New Trier with a 3-0 advantage and in prime position to take home another O'Grady Tournament Championship. Of course, right before us, the JV Championship, taken home by the host, Loyola Academy Ramblers. New Trier trying to be the varsity champions. Oh, what a pass backdoor shot. Not able to get on net from Buddington. Dolby winds up, deflected. A leg pad in front. A lot of pace on that slap shot from Dolby. Puglisi spins that one up the boards, kept it nicely by Dolby. He'll just drop it deep. Just the relentless pressure from New Trier do such a good job of keeping the pressure on. You see, even when Barrington gets possession with some space, Charlie Ockery quickly on the puck, finally able to get it out, but Taylor, they just have to work so hard to get that puck out of the New Trier zone.
Yeah, and it's really seeming like fatigue is starting to set in. We've seen from the Barrington defensemen a couple miscues in their own zone have allowed them to get caught inside their own zone, and it's certainly tiring out the defenders. We talked about it earlier. They have to be getting that puck out.
Break here at the end of the period for Barrington. Is that ice? Oh, we're going to have a penalty. Gonna go against Parisi. That's
Slash.
almost, I thought I saw that. I didn't think they were gonna call it, but did take a nice whack on his arms here at the near side circle.
I completely missed that. I did not see anything.
Gonna come up right here in just a moment. Right there.
Yeah,
he
nope,
came
can't
up the
do that.
ice. It's right here, right in front of us. We haven't seen nearly as many slashing calls as I feel like we used to. A lot more of the roughing and the boarding and some of those other type hits. Not nearly as many slashings as I feel like we're used to, but got that one, and your Trier is going to start the third period right back on the power play. And so at the end of 2,
only 11 seconds ticked down too, so they're gonna have a lot of time on the man advantage to start the third.
3-0 our score here at the end of the second period. Taylor, it's been all New Trier here through 2 periods.
It really has. It seemed like Barrington was able to weather the storm there for a while. They got a goal called back on what we can speculate at least was a goaltender interference on the man advantage, but otherwise would be 4-0 for New Trier. And Barrington hasn't really gotten any high danger scoring chances. The few that they've had have been kind of shots from far out or pad saves, nothing too dangerous. So you certainly need to see Barrington come out of the gate in the third with every last ounce of energy that they have.
So we'll see it in just a couple of minutes. We're going to step aside, catch our breath, come back with third period action in just a couple of minutes right here on your home for SHL Hockey, YouTube Live. Back here live with third period action from the championship game of the Loyola Thanksgiving Holiday Tournament. Thank you for tuning in. 3-0 is the New Trier lead after 2. It's been all Trevians thus far, and we're going to get the Barrington perspective here. We'll send it down to the ice with Taylor Ramel standing by with Coach Steve Martins.
Going to ringside here with Barrington head coach Steve Martins. Coach, obviously you guys have played a ton of hockey the last few days, probably got some tired legs. How do you keep the energy here?
Yeah, obviously that third goal was a tough one to take. We were, it was 2-0, but we had some good chances. We just got to, grind back. Obviously, our next goal is big. We got to kill us off. Minute 50 to kill off, and then we go from there.
Yep. And you mentioned that third goal being kind of a shift in momentum there. What's the message in the locker room heading into the third period here?
Like I said, obviously Green's a good team. They're a top team for a reason. But if we can get that first goal and maybe gain some momentum, you never know what's going to happen.
Got it. Thank you. Good luck here in the third.
Yeah, you heard it. You could hear it in the voice. Just a lot of hockey been played from this Barrington team the last 72 hours or so. Try to keep spirits up, but down 3-0, top team in the state. It's going to be a tough task. They're going to be able to come back in this game. Certainly, it's going to take an energy play from one of their stars. Obviously, this a Barrington season they're very much looking forward to. Obviously, tonight not an SHL game. This won't count in the SHL standings. But you look at their SHL record at 10-4. It's been a tough couple of seasons in the SHL for Barrington, clearly having some success, but so far here tonight in this championship game, it's been all Trevians. Up 3-0 as we get underway here in the third period. Minute and a half still left on the minor that went against CJ Parisi. Goal line, good give and go as Babnick just missing that pass. Acri back to take it at the point. Scodius tries to pin in Buddington, pry the puck loose, gets to Liffendahl. Liffendahl spins it around Babnick. Babnick able to get it onto Liffendahl. Minute left in the power play for New Trier. Scodius tries to win the puck there, still battling. Now getting it back to the point in Brian Dolby. Dolby looks, goes around Jones, gives way to Acri, who kicks the puck off his skate. Able to get it back. Acri top of the circle, skates below the goal line. Looking as Dolby back up top, gets it to him there. Dolby surveys, gives it to Acri top of the circle. Acri looks, drops below the goal line, gives it back. Oh, what a chance for Acri. A lot of activity on the power play for him thus far. 30 seconds left on the power play for Babnick. Babnick below the goal, tries to get it back into Acri in the slot, but intercepting it is Jones, and he'll fire that puck deep. 15 seconds left on the power play. New Trier will try to get one more rush. Just a minute and a half here into the third period. Dolby just missing the stick of Zelazny, and that's not going to be an icing. I thought we were going to get an icing. The ref put the whistle to his mouth. We didn't get it. Instead, it's back at the point. Tyler Nolan for New Trier. Now, Zelazny surveys, tries to get across ice. Good skate from Adams to knock that puck down, get the puck out of the zone. And on comes Graham Paul, drops it to Caden. Caden goes around two defenders, and we're gonna have a penalty. New Trier's gonna head right back to the power play. It's gonna be a tripping call, might have another tripping call. Maybe we'll only get one, it'll be kneeing, excuse me. So 14:41 left in the period. Barrington right back to the power play, but Taylor, you can hear it in the voice of Steve Martins, the exhaustion. You can just tell his team has been through a lot the last couple days. Obviously, not just excited to get here, thought they could win this game. But this game just hasn't gone how they thought it would.
No, it hasn't gone how they said. And he talked about that third goal being just a shiv to the gut right there before the end of the half. And then obviously, back-to-back power plays here for the Trevians, not helping his guys get that goal that they so desperately need to spring box themselves forward.
You weren't going to say it to the coach, but it was a backbreaker.
Yeah,
that third goal was a backbreaker for Barrington. It's going to be just incredibly tough now having to kill off another power play to find 3 more goals to at least push this to an OT period. So
it certainly is. No, I didn't want to use that word, but that third goal is just brutal to give up.
Here's a shot, Mazurk able to swallow that one.
Just makes it that much tougher to come back. Down 2-0 is certainly a game. 3-0, add on 2 New Trier power plays, and you're not even giving yourself even strength chances to try to get your team to where it needs to be, and that's tough. That's tough for Barrington, especially against this New Trier team that, as we've talked about numerous times, can just roll lines.
Face-off draw won by Buddington. He's able to spin it around and into the corner is Liffendahl. Gets the puck back at the point, able to keep it in. Oh, loses it just outside the blue line. Break there for the Broncos. Charlie Acre's been incredibly active. That's going to be a high stick, so Barrington gets a first little break here in the third period as we'll get 4-on-4 hockey for a minute 12. We'll get a short power play on the back end of it, so we'll have a lot of speed and space here for a couple of minutes. That could be Liffendahl one more time. No, it's Acre.
No, Charlie Acre will head to box for the Trevians.
We're going for a hat trick there for Liffendahl for a moment.
We talked about tired legs. As I'm sure you can see who's out on the ice for Barrington and who needs to be out on the ice for Barrington. Jones and Parisi out there to take the draw. Those two guys can really open it up, and I'm sure they were sent out there. Obviously, this is 4-on-4, a little bit of pond hockey action. The ice certainly opens up, and that plays directly into the favor of the two skill sets that they possess. But need one of them to come alive here.
Face-off draw going to come to the left. Max leaves, still in the game. Preston Watt started for New Trier about midway through the second period. Just came skating to the bench. Couldn't tell any obvious malady. I don't see him even on the bench now. Puck comes through. Obviously, Watt had battled some health challenges early in the summer. Been playing good hockey. We hope everything's all right with him. Jones drops it to Parisi. Runs out of space, now fours. He'll try to shoot, and now here's going to be a chance for New Trier. Here comes Babnick. He's got Dolby. Backdoor, he shoots! Oh, off the crossbar. And it was Ware who had the shot in the slot. That just missed from being a fourth goal for the Trevians.
Charlie Ware can bang him home, too. 16 goals in 28 games played this year. He can pick corners. You see him try to find that top shelf left side and just rang the pipe. Great pass there too to get that puck in play and set up an opportunity.
Face-off draw, Adams ties up the stick, now loose in the slot. It's Marquis, he's able to come loose with it. Hands off to Nick Neff, missing the stick, and Marquis there. He's gonna go the length. No, will not go the length for an icing. We'll play on. Just about the end of 4-on-4 as Ware waits at his blue line. Now they're on the penalty kill, but attacking here. Coming away with his Barrington. They're going to have a 3-on-2. They're going to try to move up quickly on ice. Minnow and Marquis along with Adams. Adams skates, has Neff at the blue line. It's deflected on its way towards net. Adams gets it into the slot, but no one, specifically Minnow, able to get there. Nice play there by Adams, at least to keep it for a moment. But Dolby's going to follow up, dump it, and go for a change with 12:15 left in the third. And 20 seconds on the power play. Neff will try to lead one more rush up the ice for Barrington, and it was Parisi who wasn't expecting the pass. And again, going to be easily moved back into the neutral zone. Elmer with 10 seconds left on the power play. Hands to Minnow, who's quickly checked off the puck, and sustained possession there for Barrington. We're back to full strength hockey. Now we're going to have a penalty. Barrington going to head right back to the power play on the hook. You can see, I mean,
that's Andre, yeah. He had the stick stuck in there and it came out of his hands.
That's a look like he's getting tired, just didn't move his feet. I mean, that is a fatigue penalty if I've seen one, where he just tried to reach and make a play instead of moving his feet. And Andre going to head to the penalty box. 11:48 left here in the third period. And a 2-minute minor against Andre Beard. A shorthanded chance. Jones, look at the speed of Jones. He skates around one defender. Not able to get much of a shot up, but he does draw a penalty. And in fact, it will be a penalty shot. So a huge opportunity for here Barrington. And their most skilled player offensively, Jack Jones, gonna get an opportunity.
And he did such a nice job of beating his man to the outside and then using one hand on his stick to cut towards the crease. I mean, it's what we've seen from him this season. He is so dynamic. So this could be the fuel they need to have injected into this Barrington bench.
11:39 left in the game. We'll get a penalty shot here for Jones. You saw the speed create that opportunity. And now we'll see the skill of Jones to see if he can make this a 3-1 game. And shorthanded, what a boost this could be. A little less than 12 minutes left in the third period. Now Jones takes the puck, skates wide left. Narrows in on Lee, he'll go for it, backhand shoots. Oh, what a save from Lee. Jones had him beaten. Lee stuck that left pad out. It might have even been the skate of Lee that denied that chance from Jones. He had him beaten.
Great, yeah, he absolutely did. It was a great move.
Couldn't elevate the puck. If he gets that puck elevated, I think that's a goal.
He cut to the weak side there. He had me faked out in the broadcast booth, and Lee just able to get a couple inches on that puck. But a great save by Lee. And a nice job by Jones to draw that penalty and at least give his team something to use as fuel.
Now Parisi again as Jones coming up the slot. He got a shot off, but easily into the glove of Lee. He thought about trying to play it, but the whistle came quickly. Lee was a little annoyed with the linesman. He was posturing like he wanted to play on, them being on the power play. Instead, it'll be an offensive zone draw for Barrington. Soft draw won by New Trier. Chong around his own goal. No head of ice. Marquis playing pretty hard, trying to create a shorthanded chance, but nothing thus far. Minute 25 left on the power play for New Trier.
New Trier's switched to a possession style now out of their own zone. They're letting their forwards escape early, and that way elude the Barrington forecheckers into staying a little farther out of the zone, letting the New Trier defensemen just eat clock in their own territory.
Minute left on the power play. Here's a chance as Babnick heads into the slot. Can't get him the puck. And able to clear it is Marquis. He'll go off for a change. So will Tillis and Van Ness. So unit fresh bodies on the ice.
You'll see here all the New Trier forwards are out of the zone. Obviously they only have under a minute left in the man advantage, but New Trier not hastily moving the puck up the ice, trying to get anything set up. They're just trying to tick time down here in the third.
Back at the point, Dolby. He swings rink wide, Chong. Chong shoots, deflected by Forrest. Backdoor chance. Here's another chance off the chest of Mazurek. Still holding on to his Buddington for New Trier. Chong calling for it back at the blue line. He'll get it. Swings wide, Brian Dolby. Dolby looks back to Chong. Between the circles, deflected. That one too wide of the net by Buddington. Big wind up from Scodius. He can't get it out. Marquis with the save. Off the big shot from Dolby. Now the end of the power play for Barrington. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Here's a chance in the slot. Babnick not able to get a shot off. Now it gets a shot off into the belly of Mazurek. And he'll freeze the puck with 9:38 left in the third. Face-off draw again, one. New Trier finally able to come out with it as Jones. He'll try to create some offensive zone chance, but good job by Dolby to slow him down. That's a heck of a matchup there, man on man, Dolby and Jones. Jones gets a back shoot, and goes high and wide. Gallagher gets a big hit. Van Ness is going to get a penalty, and he is down and hurt. Gallagher take a big hit out on the ice. Finally, we get the power play. I wouldn't be surprised if that's more than just a 2. Gallagher sprawled out on the ice there for a moment. He's gingerly heading back to the New Trier bench.
Got the wind taken out without question. You could see he kind of rolled over onto his stomach and tried to open up his lungs there. But he is in some serious pain, and we talked about it earlier. Don't want to be on the receiving end of Van Ness's body checks.
I mean, a vicious, call it overly dirty hit, but certainly a hard hit.
Yeah, certainly a hard hit. I don't see anything to make me think.
And interference is the call, which is strange. I think that's
wow,
the wrong call.
Interference is the call.
That certainly is not the right call. Could have been boarding.
Well, he did pass the puck a few seconds before watching the replay. Puck gone. There's contact.
I mean, that's just off his stick. That's the call. I don't know that I agree with it. Could have easily been.
I mean, I really didn't have much issue. I mean, it was a huge hit. I didn't have much issue with the contact. It looked like it was in the chest. There was certainly nothing to the head.
Dolby, big slap shot. That one deflected up off the netting. It's just so, we're not used to seeing someone as big as Van Ness on skates, and when he makes contact on a hit, it's just so much bigger than any other hits we see.
Right.
That certainly works to the detriment
It does.
of Van Ness.
It does. Poor big guys out there, they don't get a fair shake.
It sends some personal memory.
Perhaps. Perhaps there's something there. Hey, leave us alone, man. We just want to play the game.
Minute 45 left on the power play. That puck makes its way all the way down behind Max Lee. He'll settle it down and give Dolby a chance, but the active stick of Jones.
Great play there by Jones. Circling again.
You don't often get one-on-one plays in hockey. It's very rare, but a couple of times we've seen Jones and Dolby go up against. Those are two of the best players in the state, one offensively, one
100%.
defensively. It's been a treat to watch.
Yep.
Dolby having the most of the luck thus far with his New Trier Trevian team up 3-0. Dolby just so skilled with the stick, so disciplined in his skating ability. Oh, Jones giving Kane a hard time. Able to get it deep, gets it onto Ware, chips it up to the near side boards of Liffendahl. Finally able to clear it. Oh, here's going to be a shorthand chance for Jones if he can get to it. Out of his net is Lee again. What an outstanding play by the Trevians in goal. It's a couple of times. Here's Kane right back. He'll shoot, blockered away by Mazurek. Seen it a couple of times tonight. The Trevian goalies being extremely aggressive out of their nets. Here's a chance for Tillis, able to at least get the puck out of the zone. Just getting onside was Paul. Now Caden tries the back check. Here's a backhanded shot. Adams loose backside. Nobody from Barrington can get on the end of that. Tillis back in his own zone to recover. Swats that puck out of play with 6 seconds left on the penalty kill and 7:13 in the game. Still 3-0 New Trier here in the championship of the O'Grady Holiday Tournament.
And what, 3 power plays so far the way of New Trier in the third?
I believe
4.
that's
3?
correct. I believe 3. I believe you're correct.
I mean, that's just not helping Barrington.
No, sir. Here's a shot just wide of the net. Caden, he was going down to the ice, got a shot up. Able to force the puck out.
And Ness is out, back to the bench.
And back to full-strength hockey, under 7 minutes to go. Scodius just playing on to fours, not able to get it out. Nolan with the shot.
Hit a shin pad. He got redirected. A nice job of swallowing that up by Mazurek, but as Andrew Shaw says, you gotta love shin pads.
Certainly added an element as a defender.
Beneficiary of some fortunate deflections off the knees and ankles over his playing career in Chicago.
Greasy. His way to Van Ness, sets that puck around the boards. Able to get it out, rides the rail of the Barrington bench. Just looks like it nicked some player on their bench.
It's a sharp eye there by the linesman to catch that. I didn't think it hit the bench.
I think it rode that blue rail.
Yep.
But must have touched something, so we'll come back into the Barrington zone in another offensive zone draw. Chance for New Trier. By New Trier, played back to the point. It's one deflected on its way towards net and into the glove of Mazurek. .6:35 left here in the third period, alongside Taylor Ramel. I'm Max Anderson for the third time in the last 8 days. A busy week here on the SHL Game of the Week, bringing you some great matchups. Of course, we had that outstanding game Wednesday night, the GBN-GBS game. That annual Thanksgiving tradition, the night on Thanksgiving Eve. We had an outstanding game, absolutely sold out Centennial Ice Arena. Estimates around 1,700 fans in attendance. And hundreds more tuned into the stream as well, all across the country and the world. We had some international viewers too, so just an outstanding season thus far here on the SHL Game of the Week. Big thank you to all our great fans out there. We do appreciate your support. It is very much the reason we bring you great high school hockey here on a weekly and sometimes daily basis. Now O'Rourke through the neutral zone. He'll play the puck quickly onto the end of the stick of Carter Andre. calls for it at the blue line, gets a big hit.
Van Ness again.
Van Ness with a clean hit there. Able to get the puck out. Here's Jones. Jones with a lot of speed and space, skating wide. We'll go forehand, backhand shot, and a good save by Lee. This puck able to be kept in, at least for the moment, by Tillis. Now far side, half boards, swatted towards the goal was Marquis. Able to get it on goal. Played on by Elmer. Kept in the zone by Jones, at least for the moment, but it was a errant pass that goes the length of the ice for icing. I want to thank our great sponsors here on the SHL Game of the Week. CCTY Bearing, OPRF Hockey, Stormy's Tavern and Grill, Cognitive College Advising, and GBN Hockey. Thank them for their great support of the SHL and the SHL Game of the Week. Our final reminder, this is not an SHL game. This is the championship of the O'Grady Holiday Tournament, so no league points will be awarded, but certainly I think your New Trier, another affirmation of their place atop the state SHL and state rankings thus far. Near side boards, Adams going to be able to try to track this puck down. Just going to skate a little bit too far for him. Macri, far side half board's going to be able to clear it. Oh no, kept in nicely at the point by Tillis. Till summarily knocked out of the zone by the Trevians. Under 5 minutes to go here in the third period. That one off the stick of Babnick. He'll head in on the power, on the forecheck. Outside of the net, a chance out in front, good check from Elmer not to let that chance in the slot go, under 4.5. Here's Kane, retreats into his own zone, good stretch pass there to Babnick, good stick. Prying the puck loose by Andre, but Babnick able to collect it in the corner. Marquis near side half boards, cut it off. Van Ness does a nice job getting that puck up to Marquis. Marquis loses the puck off the front of his stick, keeps it onside, but no one in the slot as Jones was playing a little bit further out towards the boards. 4 minutes left here in the third. Parisi not able to make that play into the offensive zone. Van Ness tries to check a man off the puck. A shot, that one off the mask.
That feels good, right off the dome.
If he wasn't tired and a little bit weary already, that shot will certainly...
Maybe it woke him up a little.
Maybe it did. He's had an all right game.
No, he's had a great game.
We've once again seen why Mazurk is considered one of the best goaltenders in the state.
No, there's not a goal that's gone in that I would give fault to Mazurk.
Just an overwhelming amount of offensive skill and talents on the New Trier side. And so far, Barrington unable to break through. Doesn't matter the amount of skill, as I believe we're going to have a timeout now. Steve Martin's going to bring his team together, and 3 goals in 3.5 minutes certainly seems like a tall task, Taylor, but I'm sure he's preaching. Let's get one. Let's get one.
Get one and build. Get one and build from there.
And even if it's only one for tonight, it's something to move into the next week.
Well, and you know, there's no reason not to, at least as soon as you establish possession in the offensive zone, pull your goalie. Get an extra attacker out there. Try to make some chaos. So if you can get one and then build on that and get a second one, try to create some havoc in the New Trier zone, could make things real interesting for Barrington here late in the third.
So for Barrington, not much rest. They'll get a couple of days off, but they're right back at it with a tough game at Glenbrook North. And of course, an SHL game on Wednesday evening. They'll play York on Friday, Stevenson on Saturday. So 3 more games, Taylor. It's that time of the year where there just really isn't much rest. Obviously, the Christmas break coming up here in a little bit, but it is certainly a grind just to get to that Christmas break from that Thanksgiving tournament all the way through
You're in the thick of things right now. You're in the thick of things. Now you're starting to give yourself a measuring stick for where you stand in the state, how your team's going to play, the small things you need to improve on, you know, the things you're working on really well, and how to continue to build on those. Holiday season, baby.
Meanwhile, on the New Trier side, like we mentioned, they've had a long couple
They have a tough
of days.
weekend coming up. They've got a tournament in Mount Prospect.
They certainly do. They'll be right back at the tournament schedule next weekend. So they do not have any league games this week, so they'll get the week off leading up to that tournament. Probably a much-needed break, but they'll have a nice chance at some competition this weekend as well.
Yeah, they sure will. If I'm not mistaken, I believe a couple Catholic schools that are in town and some U18 major teams in town as well, some AA, some AAA. But I believe it's being held in Mount Prospect, the gorgeous Mount Prospect Ice Arena that I know I enjoy broadcasting from, the home of St. Viator. So we've had a couple games over there.
Certainly have. It's been an outstanding rink added. And obviously, St. Viator to the league, a great add. Here's a shot towards net. That one kicked down by Liffendahl, never got through, but certainly a great addition to the SHL is the empty net here on the Barrington side. New Trier will try to cement the game, and a puck just waiting for Ryan Gallagher, and he swats that into the net to make it 4-0 with 2:58 left here in the third period. And that will just about do it. That empty net goal by Gallagher, making it 4-0.
Nice to see Gallagher back after the bone-crushing hit we saw absorbed just inside the blue line.
I'm sure he'll wake up, head to school tomorrow, and be a little sore from that.
Yeah,
that hit alone, let alone the 5 games in 4 days.
Assisted by number 20, Charlie Ware. Goal by Gallagher, assisted by Ware, at 2:58 remaining in the third.
Charlie Ware gets the assist there. Additional check mark on the score sheet. Here's another chance out in front. Puck still loose with Zurich. Able to pop that glove and the puck into the glove. Stay tuned after the game. We'll have the trophy presentation for you. We will keep the stream running, so all you at home can see the all-tournament team and, of course, the presentation of trophies here at the conclusion of what's been an outstanding weekend of hockey on the North Shore of Chicago. Of course, the outstanding host, Loyola Ramblers, do such a great job with this tournament every year. Happy to bring you the championship game. Here's a chance Barrington tried to get one late. Not able to get the puck was Neff. Now Cooker makes a move around Elmer. Now gets back checked by Neff. Stays on the puck. Gets it into the slot, but into the waiting arms of Tillis. He'll throw that puck deep all the way down for icing. I want to thank our great sponsors one last time here on the SHL Game of the Week. CCTY Bearing, OPRF Hockey, Stormy's Tavern and Grill, Cognitive College Advising, and GBN Hockey. Thank them for their great support of the SHL. Our side half forwards, New Trier's going to play the puck out. Under a minute 40 left in the game. And that's back to play the puck. Zelazny still active on the forecheck, the alternate captain for the Trevians. Now Paul locks up Van Ness in the corner. Eventually Grislow, but here comes Zelazny. Good pass to Paul. Won't get it up to the point. Here's a shot from Strong. That shot just missing the far post of Mazurek. And that puck missing the stick.
Max, I'm looking over my notes here. So with a win today for New Trier, in 35 games played on the season, they will have one loss on an ice rink in the state of Illinois.
Just remarkable. Obviously this season having a remarkable season, but in general, the last 10, 15 years especially, the utter dominance in the state of Illinois by the team from Wilmette has been impressive, and they're well on their way to another state run. Obviously anything can happen. We've seen GBN, very talented team. This Barrington team, we've seen put together some outstanding performances as well. Can't forget, here's a shot, that one wide. St. Viator, very talented team. We've seen a couple times.
Barrington is a good hockey team. They started a little slower today.
Oh, just offside is what an outstanding play by Kane.
That went in too. 5-hole. That one. And they're going over and they're hugging him as if they're celebrating anyway. Just
what an outstanding pass there.
Yep.
But with 19.8 seconds left in the third, Taylor, to finish your point, you mentioned it. Barrington's a good team.
Barrington's
right
a
now,
good hockey team. Just a slow start today, and they weren't able to keep the pressure up. Obviously, everyone's playing on sore, tired legs and full bellies from the last few days, but Barrington is a good hockey team. They have some elite talent. They have phenomenal goaltending. They have great coaching. This Barrington team is a dangerous team in the state of Illinois. Don't let this 4-0 score fool you.
And especially in that format, that one and done format in the state playoffs, Barrington's certainly going to have something to say when it comes to state tournament time.
Yep, they sure will.
So that's our final here from Centennial Ice Arena. Don't go anywhere. We'll have the trophy presentation for you in just a second. But Taylor, I mean, we already underscored it, just a dominant performance from the Trojans.
Dominant in every facet. Special teams, shots on goal, goaltending, possession.
And
just
frankly, can't think of many really high-quality chances for Barrington.
No, we talked about that a few times. I mean, they had some nice looks, but there was none high danger. There was nothing, with the exception of the penalty shot, that really had you fearing for a goal if you're a New Trier faithful.
So, classy move here as both teams will shake hands. So again, long weekend of hockey for both of these two teams. Mention it. Barrington right back at it. 3 more games this week. New Trier for the tough tournament coming up.
What could be 3 games, what could be 5, it looked like in that tournament. They have 2 on Friday. First 2 games, 8 a.m. on Friday, so they're going to be at least running a little bit late to school. and and then they have another game after school, around 7, I believe, is the puck drop against Christian Brothers Catholic, perhaps I saw. I'm not quite sure. Maybe it was Resurrection Catholic out of Ohio. And then the morning game comes against the Cincinnati Swords, who are a well-known travel organization, no doubt playing their U18 team. But nonetheless, 2 games Friday, 2 games Saturday, maybe a 5th Sunday, who knows, but a ton of hockey here for the Trevians.
So we're going to sign off. We're going to leave the stream running for you. We'll get to see the trophy presentation, but appreciate your viewership here on this Thanksgiving Sunday, this tradition we bring you from Centennial Ice Arena. Matt Bowden, our cameraman, Jimmy Olson, our great technical director. For Taylor Ramel, I am Max Anderson. Thank you for joining us. We're going to sign off and give you the trophy presentation. We'll talk to you again in about a week. Have a great Thanksgiving, everybody.
Before we give the awards out, I'd like to give a little standing note of Frank Nowoski. He's a senior at Trier. He's done a bang-up job all weekend doing the announcing of the game. So,
Frank!
I think Pat Foley and Eddie Olchek better work a little harder and get down this way. So thanks again, Frank. Great job. Want to announce the Barrington Broncos varsity team runner-up in the 2019 O'Grady Cup. Number 2, Lucas Van Ness. Number 3, John Elmer. Number 5, Max Adams. Number 6, Tyler Jackson. Number 7, Matthew Tillis. Number 8, Jack Jones. Number 9, Matthew Marquise. Number 14, Gavin Ford. I got 2 number 14s on. Number 16, Patrick Galt. Number 23, William Barbera. Number 24, Nicholas Knapp. Number 33, Alexander Minow. Number 48, Daniel Mazurek. Number 65, Carter Andrea. Number 71, Peter Mirando. Number 76, Quinn Raleigh. Number 79, Trevor Lovelace. Number 81, Christopher Parisi. Number 83, Max Correa. Number 86, Brad Speljiker. Number 92, Maxwell Rutherford. Number 95, Michael Brazillo. Number 72, Ben Mazurek. Number 90, Benjamin Kusak. Coaches Steve Martin and Dave Mackey. Captains, please come up to the coaches who received the championship trophy. Champions, New Jersey Green, 48th Annual O'Grady Cup. Big round of applause for these guys. Great tournament. I'd like to introduce number 9, Ryan O'Rourke. Number 10, Brian Dolby. Number 11, Simon Chong. Number 12, John Batman. Number 13, Max Delancey. Number 15, Colin Cooker. Number 16, Spencer Lippendahl. Number 17, Daniel Buddington. Number 20, Charlie Ware. Number 22, Danny Puglisi. Number 32, Preston Watt. Number 36, Caleb McCarthy. Number 42, Tyler Nolan. Number 47, Graham Hall. Number 58, John Kane. Number 59, John Hackett. Number 63, Trent Caden. Number 67, Magnus Silverstone. Number 72, Max Lee. Number 76, Ryan Gallagher. And number 91, Charlie Ackery. Round of applause for head coach Bob Melton and Chad Bidwell. At this time, if Brian Dolby would come up and receive the championship trophy for the 2019 O'Grady Cup. As selected by the peers for the all-tournament team for the Barrington Broncos, we have Jack Jones and Max Scudia. For New Jersey Green, Matt Glasney, Trent Hayden, defenseman Brian Dolby, and goalie Max Lee. Thank you all for coming out and congratulations again.